Hi readers. I've been out snowshoeing this afternoon and listening to an audiobook, and I wanted to stop here in this special spot and read you a story. I got really warm when I was snowshoeing. And I wish you could see my phone right now because it's in a little tree. I hope it stays put. But what I wanted you to see is right behind me. It's an old sugar house. I wouldn't say it's abandoned, but it's not used anymore. It hasn't been used for many, many years. But I still think it's beautiful and a nice backdrop for this story, which is called Almost Time by Gary D. Schmidt and Elizabeth Stickney. Check it out. Do you know what those buckets are on the tree for? I bet a lot of you know about those buckets, but let's learn more together. Almost time. Kind of looks like a winter day here with a little bit more grass showing than I have at my house. There we go. Look at that beautiful night scene. When Ethan had to eat his pancakes with applesauce instead of maple syrup one Sunday morning, he knew it was almost sugaring time. Pancakes with applesauce sounds good. Is the sap running yet, he asked. Dad shook his head. Not until the days get warmer. The days have been pretty warm near me. I'm without a hat today, so it must be warm. That afternoon, Ethan took his sled to the big hill. It was a sunny day, so his hat and scarf and mittens stayed home. But the day wasn't warm. What a bother. He's probably cold. Next Sunday morning, Ethan's dad made a pan of cornbread. No syrup. Is it time to tap the trees? Ethan asked. When the nights get shorter, said Dad. I've been noticing that the nights are getting shorter because now at dinner time it's not so dark. At bedtime that night, Ethan thought there might be some daylight still coming through the window, but it wasn't enough to find Roosevelt, his very favorite companion. Next Sunday morning, Ethan stirred raisins and walnuts into his bowl of oatmeal. No syrup. When he bit down on a walnut, he discovered something. My tooth is loose, he said. His father inspected. I expect it will fall out before long. How long? Asked Ethan. As long as it takes for the sap to start running, said Dad. Now Ethan had two things to wait for. There he is wiggling his tooth. Do you have any loose teeth right now? I do not. But the days were still cold and the nights were still long. And his tooth would not come out. Maybe he needs Miss Honey there. The next Sunday morning, Ethan's dad made eggs and toast. He makes really yummy breakfasts. Ethan tried not to think about maple syrup in the afternoons when he slid down the big hill, or when he turned on his lamp at night, or when he wiggled his very, very loose tooth during school. Until, look what happened in the last picture. His tooth came out. His dad was waiting when he got off the bus. How's that tooth? He asked. Ethan smiled to show him. So the sap's gonna run now? Asked Ethan. His dad smiled to show him. There are the buckets. They're ready to collect the sap. Every afternoon that week and all day Saturday, Ethan and his dad hauled buckets of sap from the trees. And they tended the fire beneath the pans because they need to cook down that sap. Don't put sap on your pancakes. And as the sap boiled and boiled, it takes a long time to boil down the sap and get all the water out. And early on Sunday morning, when there was already a little light in the sky, Ethan poured sweet maple syrup onto his pancakes. Hooray, look, it looks like spring. There's daffodils and robins. He looks so satisfied. Yum, pancakes and syrup. I love maple syrup. What is your favorite way to use maple syrup? Do you like it on pancakes or on oatmeal? Or do you like to make maple cake? I don't know. There's so many different things you can make. I like to make maple popcorn. That's one of my favorite things to make. I hope you enjoyed this story. I'm going to put my hat back on now, and I'm going to keep snowshoeing, and I keep listening to my audiobook, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day or a happy evening, and watch for signs that the sap is ready to run near you. Bye, readers.